Hey everyone, Doug here with B&H. Today I'm taking a look at a new monitor from BenQ, the PD3420Q. With designers and video editors in mind, the PD3420Q combines accurate color with an ultra-wide 21:9 aspect ratio across a 34-inch screen to give you a huge workspace for a variety of applications. There are several features here, such as a unique PBP mode, HDR10 compatibility, 98% P3 color gamut, KVM switching, and a USB-C hub that make it an incredibly powerful option for graphics workstations, photo editors, and of course, video editors. Key to the PD3420Q is, of course, its size. It's impressive to take in and certainly does take up ample space on a desk, but the picture is just breathtaking. Not to mention, the 21:9 aspect ratio might reduce the need for a dual monitor setup for some users. At 3440 by 1440, text and images are crisp and detailed, with enough horizontal resolution to allow a special PBP or picture-by-picture mode that can accommodate a 2560 by 1440 and an 880 by 1440 frame side by side, treating them as separate monitors. This is great for maintaining a traditional 16:9 monitor, along with a smaller vertical monitor for additional working space. Creatives, especially those in graphics fields, will get the most out of the color accuracy of the display though. We're looking at 100% sRGB coverage and 98% DCI-P3 coverage, and BenQ's AQ color to ensure color accuracy from edge to edge. Like BenQ's other recent monitors, the PD3420Q also features several expertise modes that alter the color for better visibility during certain workflows, such as CAD-CAM mode, which we'll get to in a bit. If you look at the monitor's color options, you'll see there's tons of them. Now, one thing I'll get out of the way is that this monitor does not have hardware calibration options, so you can't store calibrations internally. BenQ does alleviate this somewhat with the ICC Sync software that automatically syncs up color profiles between the display and host computer. Now, some of the modes include both DCI and Display P3 sporting larger gamuts than typical sRGB, HDR mode with support for VISA Display HDR 400, which by the way, you need to enable in the OS, good old sRGB of course, Rec. 709 for video editing work in regular old SDR color, CAD-CAM mode, which emphasizes contrast along sharp lines for better visibility in design work, animation, which enhances the contrast in dark regions to assist in animation work, low blue light, which decreases blue light in the display, which helps with nighttime reading and is adjustable with certain presets, darkroom mode, which is intended for editing work in very dim light. Shadows are emphasized to help visibility, MBook, which emulates the color and tone of a MacBook, DICOM, which is intended for viewing medical imagery, and of course a user customizable mode. BenQ also includes their Display Pilot software here to really take advantage of the monitor's color modes and ultra-wide aspect ratio. Display Pilot can partition the monitor into different regions, effectively simulating two monitors. The software can also assign color profiles to different applications, which can automate any time you need to switch into a dedicated mode for only one application. See here how I have Display P3 mode set up as the default color profile for the desktop itself, only to then shift over into Rec. 709 when the Adobe Premiere window takes priority. Now obviously we've covered the sheer size of the monitor already, but the size doesn't go to waste here, with plenty of connectivity on the back. From the left underside, there's a mini USB connection specifically for use with the HotPuck G2, which is the monitor's quick control panel. You've possibly seen this on some other BenQ monitors. From there, we have two HDMI 2.0 ports, one DisplayPort 1.4 port, a USB-C 65-watt upstream connection, a USB Type-B upstream connection, and two USB-A connections intended for use with USB peripherals. There's also an additional USB-C connection, not 65 watt, and a USB-A port, and a 3.5mm headphone jack on the side. Now, if you're a little confused about the plethora of USB ports here, let me explain. The rear USB-C port is a 65 watt port intended for connection to the host computer. If your computer supports DisplayPort alternative mode, you can provide video signal and even USB connectivity all through just that one cable. If you don't have this ability, or if you're using an HDMI or DisplayPort connection, you'll need to use the USB Type-B port as an upstream connector to the computer. The rear Type A connectors and both the side Type A and C connectors are exclusively for accessories and do not supply the 65-watt power delivery options or the DisplayPort alternate modes of the rear Type C connector. The PD3420Q also supports a KVM switch, which is a way of switching control of the monitor between different computers. This leverages the USB upstream connections and hub to direct your mouse and keyboard to different connections. For example, your desktop could use the HDMI input and USB Type-B connection, as we've done here with our desktop, while your laptop might be able to use just the USB-C connection. You can then go into the monitor menu and switch between the two, or you can do this with the DisplayPilot software without ever adjusting any cabling. One keyboard and mouse, two computers. Now beyond the connections, you have the main controls on the rear as well, with the joystick used for menu navigation. So that's it for the BenQ PD3420Q. Big ultra-wide monitors like this are excellent workspaces for photo and video editors, music producers, graphic designers, and so much more. What really makes the monitor work for those types, though, is its ability to shift between color modes and partition the extra screen space into different regions and in different ways. Combine this with the multiple connection types and the KVM support, which is really cool, and it's an incredible option for creative professionals. So how do you think you could put the PD3420Q to use in your setup? Let us know in the comments below. This is Doug with BNH, and I'll see you next time.